that I wanted it thing there. With deal.
All right, welcome back, commissioners, and back to you, Chair Harrington.
It's not 33 yet. Beaverton's going to show up here. What you have right?
I don't know.
Let's get going.
We'll start. According to my laptop and the clock, it's 3:33. But we seem to be running by individual preference today, so I'll jump in, and by individual preference, I'll say we're back to the remaining item on our agenda. Board and leadership communication. So whoever feels like going first, go right ahead.
You said you want to go.
I will. Well, it's been a long day for all of us today. I'm glad we're going through this now, and I'm sure we've got plenty of other things on our minds. This last week was a busy week. I had lunch with Director Kemp Shuey from Community Action, and one of his messages was eviction prevention and funding for that. So that's no surprise to any of us here. We had our library governance check-in with Lisa Tattersall. We got a great update on that. Cooper Mountain briefing with Commissioner Fye and LUT staff. And then on Friday night, I attended along with the chair a filming opening called No Place to Grow Old. And it was about the senior population that's homeless, and it was very powerful. It was really interesting, really powerful, and made me think even more about our SHS situation and how we're going to continue to make sure that we provide the right services.
Adult American.
Yes.
Older American.
Older American. So I was older than the older Americans there, but they were still older Americans. It was presented by New Narrative Here Together and Humans for Housing. Then on Saturday, I attended the Housing Justice Festival. It was held at St. Anthony Church Parish Center in Tigard. I was on a panel with Mayor Lube, Councillor Rosenthal, and it was supposed to be Senator Aaron Woods and Representative Ben Bowman, but both of them did not make it and sent their staff. It was there were people were telling stories about many of the injustices they've felt and been faced with, and then asked for our feedback around them. It was a difficult time. It wasn't an easy situation to be in. The end result was a question about whether or not the county, the city, the state would look at rent protections and renter and landlord rights agreements, that type of thing. And I made no commitments for the county. That's not my role to make a commitment for the county, but did say that I would continue to talk, but the situation was such that it required collaboration with my commissioners, with staff, and also with the people that were on the panel as well. This coming week, yesterday, I spoke at the City of Beaverton and American Legion Post 124 Veterans Day ceremony. I talked about what our services are here, handed out green light bulbs, and it was a very nice and well done opportunity. This week, I also have RSAC, that's the Regional Solutions Advisory Committee meeting. It's the second meeting, and it's still continuing to be kind of a sync up and an understanding of what our engagement's going to be. Impact meeting is tomorrow night. I talked about that a little bit today, and I talked about having two discussions. One is on the regional housing coordination strategy. That's an introduction. And also the second one is an introduction to the community connector transit study. So those are both informational pieces. I'll report out when I come back about that. And I have an RDPO policy committee meeting this week. I'm meeting with the auditor. So, and I'll be attending the HBA housing forecast meeting on, I think that's Thursday morning. The Senate District 17 appointment process is going to be at the same time as our scheduled PAB meeting. I've talked with Shannon Wilson. She knows that neither myself nor the chair will be able to attend, and she's going to give me a follow-up, but it's mostly informational on that night as well. So that's my report.
Is the HBA thing Thursday or Friday?
Is it Friday? I
Hope
don't.
it's Friday. Otherwise, my calendar is.
I'm going whenever you are. I don't have dates on the sheet.
And I can't read this laptop well enough, so I'll have to get back to you on that.
I'm just attending. So. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, I'll go. So we continue having our small table meetings. The last one was contentious because there's a frustration that the governor has abandoned the group, even though she commissioned that group. She has now said she won't carry the bill and won't provide us with any assistance. And so a lot of frustration. We've spent over a year doing what she asked us to do, and now she is not supporting us. So Commissioner Sweet, who was the chair of CFTLC, has resigned. And so we will be looking to see who's going to replace him as chair. And he was also the chair of the small table group. And so obviously he's communicating his frustration with these feet. And so, and then we'll need to be talking about, I need to talk to Margaret if she wants me to step back into joining that board, or if she wants to stay in that position. So I'll have to get back to you on that and let them know what the plan of action is there. I'm willing to stay out or step in, so whatever she wants.
I can't remember the name of the person from the governor's office, a gentleman.
Jeff Huntington.
Yep. So has he been pulled back as well from the small group?
No, right now, he's been really, really sick for the last couple of weeks, so we haven't talked to him for quite some time. Um, there was three of them initially. One of them was pulled back, only nobody told us. We thought he was going to help us work through legislators with our GR team. And he informed us last week that governor had removed him from that position.
Okay, how was it communicated that the governor had abandoned the effort and won't carry the bill and won't provide assistance?
Through the governor's staff in our small table meetings,
Okay,
Jeff and Melissa.
um, Melissa Cribbins, right?
Mm.
Is the small group considering writing a letter of disappointment to the governor and CCing the three staff members, expressing disappointment that she in fact convened the small group table towards that effort?
I think there was a couple of options that were a little stronger than that, but we didn't come to any conclusions on that. And Brandon from AOC is orchestrating this at this point in time, so I'll have some more information probably next week, and I'll just cue in while I'm on vacation and find out what the status is. But so I don't know that right now, but that is an option, I guess. We didn't talk about that. We talked about other stronger options.
Well, I don't think it's reasonable to have a member of our board, because there were several meetings that you had to step out
Mhm.
of in order to either be prepared or to participate. And so it isn't taken lightly that an investment that this board has made to support that is just poof. I remain, it's reasonable to be disappointed, yet note that we had, per the governor's invitation, made an investment. And so, thank you.
Well, yeah, I think as a group, each one of us probably have spent, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 hours a piece on this thing, at least over the last 9, 10 months. And
So as
we're
our
frustrated.
Yep, so as our liaison to this effort, I think I would recommend that you bring us some closure by virtue of such a letter, at least from ourselves.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And Brandon has offered to meet with you and I prior to the breakfast meeting at AOC, just to to bring you up to speed, to make sure that I don't skip anything over that. So if you would.
I don't have a choice. The meeting is a 7 a.m. meeting like it always is. And in fact, because of this maneuver that Metro Council President Peterson has pulled, I have to leave the conference no later than noon to make it up to the Metro Regional Center for this in-person meeting Thursday afternoon. So
Well, I've never attended that breakfast at the AOC meeting. Does it go longer than
an hour and a half? No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, if it's 7 o'clock, yeah, anyway, I'll find out.
They're not going to go into the fine points of it. So
Brandon doesn't even know what he's going to say because of what
so
happened. So
what they're required to do is give us the results from the current fiscal year and all the revenues, which they do. They go over the report. Then we have to approve the budget for the next year, such that Brandon will get paid as the executive director of CFTLC, and that we pay our mandatory dues as well as our voluntary dues to CFTLC, and then we elect the new representatives and chair, whatever, leadership.
okay,
It's pretty straightforward.
okay.
So
So I'll make sure you get some headlines, some update information before going into that. So played in my very first Veterans Pickleball event Saturday night.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So,
What'd you
I hit it back.
Were you injured?
He's not limping, at
No.
least not visually.
No, we went for 2 hours. I don't know how many games we played, variety of things. It was about 30 people there and we kind of rotated around and some of them were very experienced and some of us weren't. But as long as you play tennis, you can play that. You just got to remember how to keep score. That's ours.
That's,
And then don't go in the kitchen. That's all I can tell you. So,
You
Um,
did. It's terrific.
yeah, it's great.
2 more hours than I've ever played.
It is fun. Attended Veterans Day yesterday in North Plains, and that was really good too. They did at the end, the chamber did a recognition for Mayor Lenahan, Butch Walker, and Russ Sheldon, all three of which were not reelected, and so they are going off the city council. And Roy, Butch contends he's got years on you, so he says.
He's had that argument. before.
I know.
A little
He's
confused.
just saying, I told him that you were saying that you got longevity and he said no. Anyway, we'll have to figure that out. I do have, I am attending the Veterans Stand Down, Friday.
10 to 2.
Is that when it is? Friday, 10 to 2. There you
at
go.
Sunrise
Pam's
Church,
keeping track of me.
Lorenco.
Because Maida's gone, so somebody has to. So anyway, I was asking, so I did a little research on what a stand down was, and I'll be very quick about this, but the past in the history of war, a stand down was to allow for the combat units to come back inside and rest and recover and clean up and get a little R&R before they had to go back out. So currently, the history of the stand down is focused on homeless veterans and to bring them into an environment where we can provide them with some stuff that they don't have, whether it be clothing or otherwise, and kind of give them some support. So that's what will be going on Friday. And yeah, I will be speaking at that. PSCC, we interviewed for 3 of the positions that we have open on the PSCC, and you will get that information in because we'll have to approve the individuals we're recommending at one of our next board meetings. And after that, I'm out of here. So see you in December. There, yeah, December 1. So I'm done.
Great vacation.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I'll go next. Sounds like you did like 2 months of work in 1 week, Commissioner Willing. That's a lot of reporting. For board purpose, awareness purposes, I have as our board representative, the Public Health Advisory Council tonight. And then there's also a TV highway happening this week, steering committee. But the agendas are all informational. I'll bring back some of the conversations and the comments I hear. If there's any board weigh-in that we need to do. One agenda item that I wanted to follow up is, I think there's an email coming to you, but Chair Harrington, in my last update, last Tuesday, you've asked, I gave an update on crisis stabilization centers and how there were 4 crisis stabilization centers operating with a potential 9 more in development. And you've asked the question, where those 4 were located. I am going to hit send the email that includes the PowerPoint presentations, but it was included in my talking points and I forgot right in my face. But I just wanted for the record where they located. None of them are in Washington County, but there are various counties. One is in Columbia County, one is Lincoln County, and then Deschutes County, and then the last one is Klamath. And then the 9 that are in development: Hood River, Wasco County, Sherman, Clackamas County, Polk, Lynn, Benton, and Lane County, and Douglas County. And then 2 other on far east of the county. So those are all but I'll hit send of the 9 that are in development. More information will be shared according to Oregon Health Authority Behavioral Health Team. But I'm glad you asked that because I went back on my talking points and I said, there they are. And with that, you can have my 2 minutes back.
Sorry, I had to run upstairs, talk with Angie, getting pre-checked out. Trying to get all my stuff out of the office. There is a box of gold in my office somewhere. I know it's there. Anybody who finds it, I'll give you a handsome reward.
No, I got that a long time ago,
Oh,
right? Gee.
I wonder where it
Yeah.
went now. Okay. I
Actually,
had
Pablo hangs out there a lot. I think maybe
Pablo.
the guy.
Anyway, it's always interesting after a long time to be clearing things out, but talked with Pete Truax the other day. He unfortunately was not elected as well, and he and Terry have talked to her as well. And we have some old colleagues who will not be back with us as far as their elections, which is, you're looking perplexed at.
So did Brian get elected then instead of Pete? 'Cause they
I'm
were
not
in a
sure
dead
who
heat.
the other members were. I just talked to
I
Pete
can't
on
remember.
Friday.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all right. It's fine. I met with our chamber manager down in Tualatin, and she's thinking I might have a little bit more time to help her with some things. And I said I would. Meeting this Friday with Don Odermont, who some of you know very well, and John, who is the owner of 3J Consulting, who you would know really well. And we're talking about transportation issues, which we seem to find a lot. Thursday morning is a meeting with the WA governmental relations folks, government committee, I should say it that way. I've always enjoyed listening. I don't know what the topic is this particular time, but that's it. You guys have fun at AOC.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have anything to add today beyond what you've already heard me talk about. There you go. Leadership communication.
I will be brief because in the management report that was in your inbox, there's a lot of updates within that management report. I will mention, and I want to recognize the work of Clerk Moss. We are on track to transition board and commissions to iAgenda by January of 2025. That was in your inbox, but I just want to make that also known for the public. That is the goal. So hopefully we can achieve that goal. Clerk Moss is also going to be working with the software company to explore if there can be additional functionality so that we can continue just to make things more transparent, open, and easy from also a staff end to maneuver updating materials and as we go on this journey together. And that, one AOC next Tuesday, I will let you know who will be covering the meeting. I will be gone for the majority of Tuesday. During the AOC conference, Tuesday is when the county administrators meet, and they have asked me to speak at that meeting. So I will need to be absent from the board meeting. And that concludes my update.
Great, thank you.
Afternoon, Chair Harrington and Board. I don't have any specific legal updates for you, but I did want to give you an operational heads up. The Office of County Counsel is moving suites next week. So if you come into our suite next door to yours right now, you'll see lots of boxes. You may see us packing those boxes, moving things to shredding, and getting things organized for our move, which with the help of facilities is happening on 11/20 next Wednesday. So also operationally, we will be off site. I'll probably find somewhere to work that day on site, but most of the office is going to be telecommuting as they do their work of moving us from our current suite to our new suite, which is going to be on the second floor where Stephen Roberts' team used to be. They think they'll have us ready to go on the 21st, and I have every faith but it may be one more day, but we should all be back and in full swing on Monday, the 25th. But we will be working, just not maybe on site.
There's already 2 people who that office very much in use.
Okay, they can have mine then.
Oh, while you're on vacation.
Yeah. 2 weeks, right?
Oh, great.
Don't get it in the drawer. And-
Yeah, because Meta's on vacation too, because she's usually occupying your
Or
office
she's in
when
mine.
you're not there. So,
So just, you will be able to get a hold of us,
Yeah.
yes, maybe email only.
So county council is going to be on the second floor.
Yes, we're Stephen
very
Roberts,
efficient.
the LUT executive.
And then okay.
Yes. That's it for me.
thank you. Diane,
Hi, good afternoon, Board of Clean Water Services. I don't have any updates for you today, other than we are tracking the migratory geese that seem to be having some trouble in the region. It appears to be an avian type of disease, so we're working on it and working with Fish and Wildlife.
How are you
terrific.
feeling?
I'm starting to feel better, which is great.
Good.
Wow.
Thank you.
All righty. Would anyone like to entertain the draft letter that's in our packet?
I would move that we sign it.
Second.
All those,
Yeah, sorry.
actually,
Motion.
all we need
Thumbs
is
up.
thumbs up.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Approved. Anything else for today? Seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you.